Hey there, responders and RMPs. Chrissy Brooks here with hypothetical week ending 8/16/2025. We are looking at a diagnostic specimen this week. All right, so we're going to grab our decision tree booklets. We're going to read every word out loud because it's good practice and it's going to keep your mind fresh. So here is our scenario. A box marked as diagnostic specimen with a UN 3373 diamond hazard label is leaking on the floor in a trailer. There's a small puddle of liquid coming from under this box. When you open the box, you find 12 1-ounce specimen tubes labeled for testing. 3 of them are shattered. All of them are covered in residue. There are no fumes that irritate the skin, visible fumes, smoke, or irritating odors. Answer the questions below based on this scenario. So I'm going to let you guys go ahead and go through your decision tree. So go ahead, pause your video. We'll be right back. All right, so hopefully as we went through our decision tree, this one, we get a no. So we end up down here and we've got a diamond hazard label. So we're going to come over here. This is not something that's prohibited. It's also not something that is allowed in our system, but that we're not going to clean up. Again, this little green box is for edible liquids, not an edible liquid. So we're going to end up down here in our yellow box. A designated responder needs to clean up this damage. So we're going to do yellow box here. And then the response sheet or containment sheet that we go to. If you go through your response sheets, your very last one, which I believe is page 13. Yep, so page 13 has that UN 3373 label on it. And it is also on the biohazard page. So we're going to go to our biohazard sheet for this one. And then the response or containment sheet, what does it tell us to do? Well, let's go ahead and read our response action steps. So we're going to cordon off the area a minimum of 15 feet around the spill using tape and or cones to deny entry into the area. Do not touch sharps or broken glass without the proper protective equipment. I would suggest maybe using, if you've got like a bunch of shattered glass, just pour the absorbent material directly over top of it. Like in this case where we have broken test tubes, we're going to pour our bleach solution right over top of that, and then we're going to use our absorbent, and then I would just sweep it up right there with the debris. Don't try to like pick it out of there. We want to deal with broken glass as less as possible. Then we're going to dissolve one 3.3 gram chlorine tablet per 32 ounces of water in the approved container and apply to the spilled material and any equipment in contact with the spilled material. For spilled liquids that need to be cleaned up off the work surfaces, apply Zepsorbent, which is recommended for this step. Clay-based absorbent can be used if Zepsorbent is not available. Completely solidifying remaining contents is not required. So that means that all these little 1-ounce test tubes that we've got, the ones that did not break open, we can take those. Those are going to go directly into the biohazard bucket. You do not need to open them up. We do not need to solidify the contents. We're going to take them just as they are. Then we're going to put them into our biohazard bucket. Place spilled materials in a lined gray spill tub. Transport the package to the package service center for further processing. Retrieve your biohazard spill kit, which is your sharps container. Place all broken glass fragments, needles, contaminated debris into the biohazard spill kit. Decontamination of property and equipment should be performed by dissolving a 3.3 gram chlorine tablet per 32 ounces of water along with using disposable towels. Place all contaminated material used to clean up the spill into the biohazard spill kit. Seal the biohazard spill kit container. Management or the environmental coordinator must then contact the shipper and or the medical waste disposer contractor for pickup. We're not going to contact the shipper. We're going to contact Sharps. So give this to your RMP, and in the quick reference guide, there is a step-by-step instruction on how to go on to the U.S. Postal Service's website and schedule this biohazard to be picked up. So going through here, what did the response sheet tell us to do? It's this one. Mix the 3.3 gram chlorine tablet with 32 ounces of water, and then we're going to pour that over top of all of our contaminated material. All right, hopefully we're getting a yes. You can get into ETT and with your own username and password and your token. Hopefully that's working. I know that I need to access that waste disposal flow chart electronically for every leaker that I'm going to dispose of, and I know how to get to it in the quick reference guide. Hopefully you're getting a yes. If not, click on this link right here. That'll take you to a YouTube video of exactly how we need to be doing this. So here's our waste disposal flow chart. We're going to go ahead and go through this. So surrender leaking, liquid or powder, or surrender to the DMP, that's what we've got. We did not spill outside of a vehicle. We didn't enter a drain. We don't have reportable quantity. Does the spilled product fall into one of these categories? Contains nicotine or other acute hazardous waste, biohazard substance, or biomedical? That's what we've got. We've got a biohazard substance. So we are going to end up in our red box. So we're going to refer to the operator's quick reference guide. Appendix A is going to tell us exactly what we need to do. So we end up in our red box that we're going to refer to the operator's quick reference guide. And what do you do with those RCRA clean containers? Throw them away. Once it's empty, you've dumped everything out of it, then we get to throw those containers away. What tool do we use that tells us how to dispose of hazardous materials? And we know that disposing doesn't necessarily mean throwing into the trash can. Disposing might mean putting contents into buckets or barrels. That's also considered disposal. So we use our waste disposal flow chart to tell us that. Hopefully you've got your DOK already done for this month. We are about halfway through already. I promise that the glitch is fixed, so you should be able to find your employee number in the drop-down. Again, if your name is not in these drop-downs, it's because your respiratory indicator is turned off. I just updated this list about an hour ago, so it should be current. If your name's not on here, make sure you're reaching out to your health and safety supervisor or your compliance supervisor that fits in your area here, and getting in touch with them. Then we need to make sure we're clicking that last brown arrow to get us to the completion stage. So that's it. That's all I've got for you guys for this week's Hypo. Have a great, safe week. We'll see you all next time.